Hey, you guys, it's Jerry Morgan with Code Blue Computing. It's time to talk nerdy to me. You know you want to. So, what are we talking about today? We're talking about how your HR team could be the biggest vulnerability to your business. So let's unpack a little bit about that and why we're finding that human resource departments are being targeted and why they're a big vulnerability for your business. Just like everything else over the last specifically 3 to 5 years, there's been a really big push, a transition to cloud-based applications, right? And we're really seeing that for sure in HR. There's been some great advancements as far as payroll systems, online enrollment of employees, HR platforms. It's really gone to a cloud-based scenario. So there's a few reasons why HR teams are being targeted, right? They've got a lot of these external partners that we've talked about, a lot of these different cloud-based applications that they're using to do their jobs, right? Since the pandemic, by and large, most companies have some sort of hybrid arrangements with their team. They've got remote teams all over the country, right? They've got folks that are working a couple days in the office, a couple days remotely. It's really created some additional layers of complexity for HR teams across the board, and it's created some potential security issues for those HR teams as well, right? So let's talk about why your HR teams are being targeted. A lot of times, HR teams are responsible for so much. They're doing so much more with a lot less resources, right? And when it comes to organizations, your HR teams have the mother load of the information, right? They are processing direct deposit, so they have banking information for employees, right? They're onboarding those team members, so they hold all of that personally identifiable information for your company, right? They've got social security numbers for everybody. They've got dates of birth. They've got copies of driver's license. They've got copies of social security cards. They've got everything, right? So for from a hacker perspective, they are very attractive, right? The other thing that has happened is with a lot of these cloud-based applications, right? You've got even your HR teams that are working remotely, and they potentially are not working in the most secure way. So we've definitely seen instances where we've had HR folks that have had a breach when they've been working from home and they don't necessarily have a secure setup, or they're using a personal device. So there's a whole litany of issues there. So as a organization with an HR team or even just an HR person, what are some things that you can do right now to increase the security around those folks and protect your organization? Because at the end of the day, when that information is accessed by criminals, whether it's through your HR department, whether it's through your network, whether it's through a home network, you're the one that's going to be responsible for that. So you need to draw your line in the sand today and say, these are the things that we're going to do right now to start to protect our organization. You're going to mandate strong passwords across the board, and you're going to make sure that those passwords are changing regularly, right? You're going to make sure that you have a policy and a way to track all changes across your human resources system. We want to know if changes are being made, who's making them, from where, what IP address. That's going to be extremely important. It's going to be important for your HR team all through your organization to make sure that you're providing regular cybersecurity training for folks across the board, but especially when you've got HR folks and even your accounting folks, your folks that have access to a lot of sensitive information. You really want to make sure that you've got training in place for those folks. Make sure that your IT team, whether they are outsourced, whether they are internal, make sure that they're getting those security patches applied across the board, right? Make sure we're working on updated equipment. Make sure we're not working on personal devices. Really elevate the layers of security that you have around that HR team. Make sure that you've got a policy in place to immediately remove access by any departing employee. That's important across the board, but especially with your HR team. You've got to be sure that you have the ability in an automated fashion to pull that access, as soon as folks are gone. And the last thing that you need to do and make sure that you're implementing across all systems, all devices, all software platforms is make sure you've got multi-factor authentication enabled. That's on the devices. If you've got folks that are using platforms like Rippling or any of these other outsourced payroll and HR platforms, make sure you've got multi-factor authentication enabled there, and make sure that that's just the way that you do business across the board. These additional stopgaps are what we all need to do as business owners to protect ourselves, to protect our employees, and to protect our businesses, right? So I hope this information was helpful. We definitely have been seeing an uptick in HR departments, especially smaller HR departments being targeted. So it's really important that if this is not something that you focused on up until this point, not something that you've thought about, it's something that you really need to work on right now. Even if you are using cloud-based applications, that isn't a get-out-of-jail-free card. You still need to do your due diligence to protect that information that you hold. So again, my name is Jerry Morgan. I own Code Blue Computing right here in Denver, and we provide IT support services and cybersecurity services to businesses throughout the region. If you found this information helpful, I want you to share it out. Or if you have questions on this, shoot me a personal message. I'm happy to chat with you about some of the things that we've talked about today, or help you start to put together a plan together for your organization. So Grant, again, it was great talking nerdy to you, and I'll see you next Tuesday. Have a great day. Thanks. Bye.